Hi, I'm Ross from Smith 150 Group Property Accountants, and I'm just going to go through a real simple video looking at the reports that you can do out of Xero when you're looking at property accounting. So just starting off in the main sort of page, our dashboard, so that you can see everything is coded. It's not saying reconcile a whole lot of transactions. So everything in these three bank accounts has been coded. Obviously, that's a really key thing. You don't want to run all your reports if all the information hasn't been coded. So then normally we would go to accounting menu, we would go to reports, and it brings up all the different ones. You can go to more reports and see a whole lot of different things, or fewer reports. One of the key things that come up, there's a couple of different profit and loss ones, so it depends on which one you like and prefer. If you clicked on the new profit and loss, it brings up this report. To me, this is not so great. You do have some different options. So you could look at this financial year, for example, what the information is. You could look at last financial year and click update and see what the information is. So see what your income is, what your expenses are, yeah, and different things in it. So it gives you some information, but to me, it's not fantastic. So my preferred profit and loss, we go back to the same place. I prefer the old one, so it doesn't have new next to it, and just the old-fashioned profit and loss that used to be available. If you click on the little star, it'll mean favorites, and what that'll mean is it comes up on your report. So when you go there, profit and loss, it'll be the one that you've got as favorites. So this standard report brings you up a whole lot of different information. The standard one that starts with is, the current month, May, plus 3 other months. So it straight away gives you a bit of an idea what's happening. Is there a big flow? Why that's higher? You might look and go, oh, that's a lot of repairs. I could select on that $7,000 and go and see what's in there. There's a whole lot of new fencing done by me. Yeah, I'm not a good fencer, so that's not a good look. But yeah, you're looking at what is that. Maybe that should be an asset, not a repair, for example. But it gives you some really good information. You can start to look and see, yeah, has the insurance been pretty steady? The rates has been pretty steady. That's not too bad. So that's one of my favorite reports. You can change around the months. So you could go compare periods, and you could go, rather than the last 3, you might go the last 8. So then you're starting to get more information even going back further, and you can make it a wide view, might make it easier for you to see. So that's something you can play around with. If you go back to common formats, the other one is compare periods. So this is one of my favorite views as well. Look at what the date range is. So it's April to May. You can compare my best street, my high road, my worst street. You can look at what the income is from each one, what the repairs is for each one. If you had interest and other expenses, you'd both compare that. So this one here, you're going, oh, there's a bit higher expenses there. To make it more interesting, we could change the date range. What happens if we go back to 1st of April 19? This is one way that you can scroll back with that. The other way is you can select on these and select different things. So there's lots of ways that you can use it. Just depends what you prefer. So if we update that, we're looking from April 19 to 31st of May 20. You can see the rent over each property. This is getting way more rent than that one, for example. And you look at the repairs. This one's really good. Low repairs, that's pretty high. Wow, that's a lot of repairs. So again, you could click on that and get some more information. So Xero just starts to give you a whole lot of information, some really good things about how your properties are performing, either overall or in this case, the property by property. Next, you might want to set a budget. You might want to look at, how do you actually, what it should be. So you could go into reports, go to the budget manager. So we might set, standard comes up with last 3 months. To a certain date. So you might go, well, based on that, we should be getting 5,500 rent. You could make it go the whole way across, so it's the same amount. Or you might actually say, we're trying to increase the rent. So this should be 6,000, and it should be getting higher every month. I'm not going to go through all the expenses, but you could do the same thing. Go through what your insurance is, your interest is, your rates, the repairs, estimate all the way through, and make sure you push save. So then what we can do is a budget variance report. Again, if it's not on there, go to reports, budget variance, click the little star next to it, and then it comes up next time, so it's much easier to find. So what we've got, we're looking at May. What's the actual? What's the budget? How much are we short? The same with other things. So yeah, we obviously did put a budget in for these. So they're looking at terrible that you're spending more. You can change the period again. So maybe you want to look at April instead of May. So then you can look in what was the rent. Okay, you received more than you expected. That's good. What's happening with the expenses the same. I haven't put any budget in, so they're looking terrible. And it also gives you the year to date as well. So that's one part that's really good in the budget. You can compare overall. What about if you want to see per property? So what we can do is go into reports, go into budget manager again. Rather than overall budget, maybe we just focus on high road. So I put some figures in here already. Maybe we're expecting 2,500 rent for each one. And maybe we'll put a little bit of, we're expecting our insurance. You could tab across or you could fill it all the way across. So just give us a comparison. So you push save. Then if we go to reports again, go to our budget variance. This is for everything. That's not much use for us. So if we go compare periods, maybe we do the overall budget just for high road, and under more options, if we change it to just high road. So the key thing there is you go to compare periods. Under the budget, select which one you're after, and then under the options, more options, select the same property. So you're comparing the same with the same, and update. So for May, we're looking at the rent is $450, our budget was $2,500, that's bad. The rates we've spent is more, that's bad. Our insurance is higher, that's bad. Starting to give you some good information. If you want to change the date, you go show date range, and again, we might look at April and see how that is going. So you need to just change the dates around there. It's doing the same report, April. It's just for high road. Yeah, it's comparing the actual with the budget I put in, so it's great. Rent's $1,000 extra. Yeah, insurance is higher. The other ones I did put a budget in, so that's why they're showing higher. And again, year-to-date information over there. So hopefully that's just given you a few things to think about, and it's one of the reasons why we use Xero is so that you can get some nice simple reporting on how your properties are performing. So with a couple of clicks, you can go, yeah, how's each property comparing, and start to look at things that are standing out or issues that you might have. So hopefully you really enjoyed that. And yeah, that's everything for me today. And yeah, keep watching out for more videos and more information that we do. Thank you very much.